think it is the unique and interesting take on the Grimm tales. I think like the fact that they are, very unique and different in regards to um how they are told, how it's shared. I think that's what's
Congratulations on the show. I have watched it all the way through. The show is fantastic. You are fantastic in that. You come from the world of dragons into the world of fairy tales. How different are the two?
not very. They're all the same. All full of people who have incredible characters, some almost that you can't believe exist, and absolute mayhem and chaos, which is great. I mean, it's funny to be playing in such kind of contrasting worlds, in the sense that one is quite light-hearted and comedic, the other is very serious and very dark. So but still, the similarities are the truth and belief in everything that is happening in that world.
Some may say that you are already on the biggest show on the planet. So, what excites you about another project like this that people might not know about yet?
I think it is the unique and interesting take on the Grimm tales. I think like the fact that they are, very unique and different in regards to how they are told, how it's shared. I think that's what's really exciting and awesome about it. I think the animation is really, really cool, and the art style. I think the world as a whole is really just something exciting to kind of dive into. So yeah, I'd say those are the big aspects that really I'm excited to share with the world as a whole.
So, what spin did you put on a character that we know so well, Prince Charming? What was your own spin on that character?
No, that's a good question. I think the thing is, it's like, especially when it comes to a character like Prince Charming, we know very much. We have our preconceptions, our ideas of who this character is, and so for me, it was really important about approaching Charming kind of as a blank slate, kind of going as it, going at it in a way that feels like uh, you're approaching them in with no idea or conception of who they are. You might have your conceptions of them, but actually, truthfully, let's spin and take that and change that on a heel. One thing that I did every time that we got into the booth and we were recording was every idea that I thought of how I would read this line or how I would play it, just throw it out there and just live in the moment and live in the scene, which was really fun to do and play in, because I think a lot of the times you come over prepared in those scenarios.
I interviewed Lorraine Newman a few days ago, and she told me that Prince Charming in this series comes across as a doofus, at least at the beginning. But like, if you watch the series, there's a transformation kind of in his character. Did you have to play two different characters from the first episode to the last?
No, I think for me it was really important, like to play the character consistently and truthfully within each and every scene. I think, again, the thing about film, TV, and that kind of visual storytelling, storytelling as a whole, there's always a perspective. Even the narrator has a perspective, from where they are from, and so it's fascinating. Again, it's like that feeling of like, yeah, he can be depicted as a doofus in one aspect or angle, but that's the scenarios in which he's in. Put him in a different one, and he could be seen as the most intelligent person in the room. And I think like that is where what I was playing is. It's like, play the honesty and truth in every scene that you can.
Is there a sequence that you're particularly proud of from this show?
I would say, if I could pull from my memory, because we recorded it so long ago, I think it's near the end of the series where we begin seeing a different side to Charming, and you see a different sort of angle, and being able to play that truthfully without it being too much of a shock was something that I really enjoyed and am proud of. I think where the story goes is fascinating, and I think like that and kind of leaning into that was was a lot of fun. So that's where I think I'd essentially say what I'm most proud of.
I have been given the warning to wind up. So my last question to you: would you rather be Prince Charming from Cinderella or from Sleeping Beauty?
Oh, what a question! I think maybe Cinderella, because there is more agency there, and I'm not kissing someone who is sleeping who doesn't give me consent.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think there's something a bit weird about the fact that this guy, like, you know, ends up being like, oh, you're the love of my life, and kisses them while they're sleeping. Doesn't even know who they are. Like, you know what I mean? So, yeah, I think I'd like that to be my, like, history rather than necessarily, you know, like, not to be my history, sorry, rather than it necessarily be that's my, you know, that's what I'm famous for.
Thank you so much for speaking to me, and I'm really, like, after this interview, I'm also really excited about House of the Dragon. So I'm excited to see
Thank you.
what happens there. So thank you.
Amazing.
Yeah.